Okay, I figured I better not put this off any longer. I have to get these tire chains on this tractor. I bought them on Marketplace. They're not exactly designed for a tractor, but they're for a car. But these are pretty big back tires. They're like car size. So I'm pretty sure, I think they're adjustable. So the only problem I'm going to have here is that, thank God I got instructions, right? Except for the fact that there's pictures and all, but yeah, they're completely in Japanese. There's no English section for these instructions, everything. So what I think I'm going to mainly do is just rely on these pictures and go from there. I mean, who wants instructions anyway? There is a picture on the front of the box. There's 6 steps that you're supposed to follow. So let's just follow these pictures and see how it works out. All right, let's go. No more slip sliding away. Uh-oh, copyright. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. This is a set of chains. Oh, I'm sure I'll figure it out. The pictures are clear. Oh. Okay, I need that picture. It shows wrapping it around the bottom of the tire with the yellow tube. I'd imagine that's what that is, with the yellow tube on the ground. I don't really know what this is. Oops. So, let's just maybe try to untangle this a bit. Oh. Oh my God, really? It shows it wrapping around. What's this green chain? Holy, maybe I should take the wheel off and try to put it on the tire off the tractor. Oh, I don't really know how to do that. There's all kinds of things and all. Oh my God, really? Oh, this can't even be. Oh. Like, how is that wrapped up over there? Like, really? Does that go over there? Let's just push it around and see what happens. And then it shows a picture of attaching these, but that's not going to happen. Oh. Alright, I can... Whoa. Okay, so that doesn't come right out, but I see. That's an adjustment at some point. So, well, what about this green thing? What's this all? Maybe this comes out. Yeah, okay. It's coming together now. You just got to start unclipping things. Okay. Now what? I'm thinking, rather than wrap it around behind the wheel, what if I just put it like under the tire? And hook that on. Now, something like this. Aha! Starting to look like a tire chain. Are these chains like super tiny? Oh no, there's tons of it underneath here. What is this thing doing? See? What if I just hang this on here first somehow for a minute? Oh, we're getting there. Okay, so the chains are definitely gigantic. Could take a much bigger tire, but you can adjust it. How? So I did that. Now that, see, the green and yellow obviously means something. Super loose right now. And then it looks like this chain here is going to end up, but oh, I see. So you can hit this trigger. There we go. So say I, uh-oh. Good Lord. So you're supposed to pull this through and hook it on maybe to there. And then I think you're supposed to hit this trigger and tighten it all up. What's this? So why is it so loose on the tire? How do you snug it up? Just keep pulling. I don't think this is right. I think I did that earlier and wasn't supposed to. Maybe you can tighten it up this way and just hook on one of these links. Oh boy, maybe something like that. And then this. Someone has probably done this and is watching this going, no! Just quick learn Japanese and read the instructions. That is so bad. Doesn't say which side is the inside or the outside of the tire. That's just great. But I would assume the tubing, the cable is on the inside because that's taken care of, and then you worry about adjusting it all on the outside. Okay, so I think I've got this chain system kind of figured out. It's not perfect. I'm pretty sure this chain, these tire chains are for a much larger tire. But there's what it's going to look like. Let's see how I got there. So you'll see the yellow ring. There's a cable inside that, and it is attached down there to itself easily. It just sort of unhooks when the chains are loose. But the idea is this yellow cable is centered on the circle of the tire. Okay, so the distance from the yellow ring to the tread edge is the same all the way around, pretty much. And then we come to this side and we have to center up the inside chain diameter as well. Let's do that. Okay, so this is how I would typically hook it up, just looking at the pictures. Okay, so that's how I would hook it up based on the pictures. We join the yellow chain to the green chain on both sides, and then we center it up on the wheel. You know, get these center, I guess these, what you call it, directional chains centered on the tire. But that's not going to work in this case because this tire is smaller than these chains are designed for. So to center up that cable on the back, these directional chain links here have to be off center this way. So we center those up, and we know we're centered up on the back. Oh, I don't have this jacked up. So we roll it around and check all of these directional ones. You know, get these chains centered up as best we can here. Okay. And then let's take a look on the inside. So now we can see that this cable, this loop, is centered on the tire. But look at all this slack we've got here. How are we going to deal with that? So we do have a chain tensioner, we'll call it, adjustment. So this chain would run the other side and you'd pull it tight, but you can't do that because it would just do like this. It would just like pinch it straight across like this, and all of these chains would still be slack. So we got to think this through. So what I figured is you need to be able to adjust the circumference or the diameter, no, the circumference of the chains here. The only way to make it smaller is to adjust where they hook together. So that one's fixed in place. This one is adjustable. Now I only want to adjust it as far as I can without crossing chains. Okay, I don't want to cross them, or they're going to be, there's going to be pressure against the tire on what I'll call the sharp edge. So I'll go as far as I can. I'll just hook it on there. Oops. I want to use the end of the link. Oh, just drop it. So get it on the end of the link like that. There's going to be 2 links left over. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So So it's going to be this link here. So that's, I believe, as tight as I can go. So you'll see, I'm going to do it on the other side. It's simpler to see. Now, I'm going to see if it will hook onto this one. Go one tighter. So this is as tight as I can make the chains without the tread chain crossing over another one. I definitely don't want them crossing. So the clip is permanent on this side, and then this so you can hook onto any link you want, but the last link before it jumps over is really as tight as I can go. And then I've done the same on the other side. It's just messier on this side because the adjusting mechanism is on this side. So you can see this one's permanent. This one can go into any link you want. So it would normally go out here on the end link, but I've got it run in all the way to the 4th link in, which is hooked up to this. If I jumped over that, well then this chain would cross that one, and I don't want that. So this is as tight as I'm going to go. Let's see now if I can use the adjusting mechanism to make it work. So get these centered up as best I can. Now, you would think I would just run this straight across and hook it on and we're good, right? Maybe I can. So let's try that. Wow, that's pretty bad. That's no good. It's no good because it's still floppy out on the edges here, like massively. So, I don't like that. I'm going to run this little chain I'm going to run it down through here, maybe down through here, and then across, maybe to there, and hook it on there. So now I got it like kind of crossing in a couple places, not over there though. So, hello. So let's just pull this tight. Okay. And then this just takes up the slack and hook it on right across again. Nice and tight. Then we have another one of these guys that can hook onto this, just so it's not flopping around and then grab onto something. Maybe that. All right, so the chains are on, not beautifully centered. Actually, they're not too bad. So I've got these directional chains here, not too bad. not too great, but the inner cable is maybe not dead center, but it's not gonna be touching the ground when it goes around. I think that's good enough to test. What a mess. That is really rednecking it. This is not, these chains aren't designed for a tractor, I'm sure. I think we'll be all right. It's supposed to snow tomorrow. Give it a try. Oh, this one's hanging, but it's hanging out. Oh, I know, because I grabbed the wrong thing. This is supposed to be over here. And then we'll just hook that on a little tighter to something. There! So that's how I see it. Big old spider web of chains and things. Let's make sure nothing gets into a tire back here. Not a fan of this loose chain over here. But, oh, it's not too bad. I don't think that'll get into the tire. It's just a couple of links connected, no problem. So this little adjusting mechanism, there's a trigger here you can pull and it will release the little clasp that holds the chain in place. But as you pull it through, it grabs and it won't go back. So that's the idea there. I kind of think that the wheel is supposed to be big enough that this adjusting chain is supposed to go from its little mechanism kind of like over to here, and that's it. But I've had to run it around different place, hook it on up here, run it down there, run it back there, run it over there. It's just what I had to do. All right, let's do the other side. Okay. All right, I think that's the best I can do. I don't see anything jabbing into the tire. A little bit loose, but I can't tighten it up anymore. I mean, this is all supposed to be round, but it's not very round. All I can do is just try it out next time it snows and see if they stay on. I don't need perfect math on the chain, just so long as there's chains digging in and pushing me through the snow and ice. We'll give that a whirl. And next time I'm going to buy a set of chains with English instructions. Maybe by then I'll have learned Japanese, and then I'll just be able to read my instructions over and see what I was supposed to do instead of what I did. So it's redneck together. The way you know, when you run out of ideas, you just start slapping it together and see what happens. These bungees, we'll call them, are for strength. They're not like cinching anything up. They're just to keep ends from flopping around. In this case, the chain is held tight that way, but then this is just loose. So I've just strung it through there just to hook it onto something so it's not flopping around. After being at my neighbor's, he came back, he said there's a big nut in his driveway. He didn't know what it was for, and I didn't know what it was for either. But what it turned out to be was this bolt I have holding the back of the plow frame onto the tractor. The nut had a nut on it. It was a bad idea to put a nut on it. And of course, the nut fell off eventually. So now I've got pins in it. I drilled a hole in both sides and put pins in the bolts so it can't come out. And then these angles are just holding it in place. You'll see I've ground a little slot in the angle iron so it sits in there flat, won't move back and forth because of the slot I cut, and then the bolt holds it in place and it's not going anywhere. So that's how that's rigged up. Now we've got our cables on the inside of the tire pretty much centered up. Hopefully they'll stay there and not move themselves on out here onto the tire. If that happens, I'll have to see what I can do about that. But all right, let's wait for some snow.